85SX with some problems here, so I probably won't be able to check in today if anyone copies me. 85SX.
SA, you're coming in okay.
Oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, I'm looking at everything's kind of squirrely right now. Okay, I'll hang out. Yeah, plus we have heater problems here. Wow, when it rains it pours.
Sound good, Mir.
You too, Brian.
Hello, step on.
Testing also. Yeah, we got problems. 85SX, bummer.
Okay, CQ, the old friends net. This is N4LQ. November 4, Lima, Quebec. Steve is the name. Shelby, North Carolina, the QTH. And the old friends net starts now. We meet here every Tuesday at 9 a.m., at Thursday at 9 a.m., and on Sunday at 4 p.m. on 3715 KCs. The old friends net is AM only. We operate a lot of mostly vintage gear, especially if it's got tubes in it. The rig here today is a DX-60, and we are running about 300 watts or something like that. Anyway, good morning, everybody. We're a roundtable net. We start the roundtable, get a list of calls as they check in, put them in order, read it out, and then you can, if you would, write those down as they are read out, and remember the order that you are in, and we'll pass it around in round table fashion. So let's go ahead and start the check-ins. Call N4LQ now, please.
Good morning again, Steve, WA4LLR.
KZ4, Bravo.
WS2U.
WB4ARK.
WB4NKL.
NC4ON.
KN4R.
K4GDN. WA4EVK.
W4MEC.
Okay, that's 11. Pretty good showing for a Tuesday. This is N4LQ. Do we have any more that would like to check in? All right. Well, let's see. Here's what I've got so far. I got N4LQ, and then WA4LLR, and then KZ4B, WF2U, WB4ARK, WB4NKL, NC4ON, KN4R, K4GDN, WA4EVK, and W4MEC. Anybody else that would like to check in, or do we need any fills or corrections? Well, that was pretty smooth. Well, I'd like to have everybody introduce themselves as usual, give their name, QTH, and like to hear what you're running this morning, as always. And like I said, I'm running the old DX-60, driving the AL-82 with a pair of 3-500s, and the antenna is the horizontal loop antenna, up about 100 feet. And looks like we're modulating pretty heavy, about 120% and about 92% on the negative side. D104 mic and all that. So, good morning, Dave. And how are you today? Go ahead and good to hear you again, by the way. WA4LLR N4LQ.
N4LQ. And the net, WA4LLR. Well, good morning to everybody. Thanks for calling the net, Steve. And everybody's got a pretty good signal up here into Burnsville, North Carolina. Of course, my name is Dave. It's 28 degrees and a giant frost this morning. And at the present, there's a few clouds out there, but mostly sunshine. Running an ART-13 and receiving on the HQ 180. Feeding the horizontal dipole to about 50 feet. So that's the current operating conditions here, and the DX-60 sounds good, Steve. Down to you, John. KZ4B, WA4LLR.
Okay, Dave, WA4LLR, this is KZ4 Bravo. Fine business, Dave. The handle here is John. We're located on Lake Norman on the Mooresville side, 2 miles from exit 33 of I-77 North. The rig here is a night kit T150 driving an Ameritron AL1500 linear, and that feeds an 85K antenna tuner Palstar that feeds via ladder line to a double extended ZEP up about 75 feet at the apex. And the receiver is a Palstar PR30. Shifting gears, I was distressed to hear about Lee Salter, K4BWD's passing. I got in real late Sunday afternoon, about overslept the net, and so I didn't pick up on the news till I went on the internet and saw it. Lee was a great guy. He reminded me so much of my grandfather because of his looks, his voice, his personality. My grandfather, W4SNI, was a South Carolinian who was born near Sharon. Moved at an early age to Darlington, South Carolina. Started out as a landline telegrapher and ended up retiring with AT&T long lines. And he was my inspiration for getting on ham radio. So, Amir, take it away. WF2U and the group KZ4B, over.
Roger, KZ4B and the net. This is WF2U. Good morning, everybody. And first, we'll start with my bad surprise when I got informed about Lee's passing, and definitely it's a huge loss. to the payload. I'm going to take, I was supposed to be training this Thursday morning as usual, and of course I'm going to take off, cancel it so I can come to the luncheon, which is obviously going to be like a memorial to Lee. So anyway, now to current events. As of now, I'm running the Elmac AF-67 barefoot and receiving on the Elmac TMR-7 receiver. Signals are booming in here. In fact, Steve, Dave, and you, John, so far are taking the S-meter, which is the factory S-meter for the TMR-7. And it's 50, the peg, the end of the scale is 50 dB over its time. And the noise level is very low, it's about S4. So with that it goes to, it goes to Buddy. WD4ARK,
WF2U, WB4ARK. Okay, Mir. All signals are rather strong today, with a little bit of QSB here and there. The name here is Buddy. I'm located in Lake Wiley, South Carolina, just south of Charlotte. And I'm running an ART-13 R390A horizontal dipole, feeding it through a dual differential Johnson LaPointe roller inductor analyzer to feed the horizontal dipole. And temperature here was about 29 degrees, 30, between 29 and 30. And started out at 28 this morning. So, a very clear day, no clouds. And so we'll turn it over to WB4NKL, WB4ARK.
And WB4ARK, it's WB4NKL. Name is Cliff, located in Limestone, Tennessee, and rig is a Heathkit DX-100B, feeding a PAL Star tuner and a long run to a 160 meter dipole, and a 75 F3B Collins receiver. Good signals all the way around here today. Scotty and George good from Myrtle Beach. We checked in, so band conditions are pretty good. Sure will miss Lee, true South Carolina gentleman. We had friends that Dad was in the World War II with from South Carolina, and Senator Gant, he was from down around Columbia, and Lee always reminded me of him. They had that easy South Carolina accent, and just a true gentleman. Got 26 degrees here. It was 24 when I got started, but it's up a couple of degrees. It's supposed to be up in the 50s after a while, and then some rain moving in. So I'll send it on around. Go ahead, Stefan. NC4ON is WB4NKL.
Yeah, Roger, Cliff, W4NKL and the group NC4ON. Good morning to everybody. I'm on my Apache lap this morning. I hope everybody can hear me. This is at the infit antenna and about 200 watts at the moment, and everybody is coming in quite good. And thank you, Steve, for doing the net this morning. The DX-60 sounds beautiful. I will make this my last one because I have a few things on my plate, but I just wanted to say hello to everybody and hope to be back on Friday. So over to my neighbor Brian, KN4R NC4ON.
Okay, Stefan, very good. NC4ON in the group. This is Brian, KN4R, Sherrills Ford, North Carolina, and I'm running a Globe Champ 350 and about 200 watts into an infed half wave and listening on a pre-World War II black HRO in Iraq. So very good on all. Stefan 73s, and yes, I mean, you know, we're all very sad about losing Lee. He was certainly a Southern gentleman, and I like the way Cliff put it, that has that easy South Carolina way about him. There was also William Culpepper, W4BZ, had that easy way too, but he was from Georgia, but it's so it's a Southern thing. But I'm looking forward to Thursday and the memorial lunch for Lee. So nice weather here. That's all I'll say until the next round. So, take it away, George. Good signal. K4GDN and the group, KN4R.
Okay, KN4R and the group, K4GDN, and the name is George, and we're located a little south of Myrtle Beach. I'm running the Ranger 2, lightly loaded into a homebrew 811 linear. Looks like I'm putting out about 175 watts carrier. To a kilowatt matchbox and a ladder line fed dipole. Looks like a dipole to feed. It's about 150 foot dipole, so it's not cut frequency. Receiving on an HRO 50T1. And in a way, it's a sad morning. Initially, as people have mentioned, he was a true gentleman, a Clemson gentleman, by the way. His graciousness and generosity will be with us for a long time, and I'm happy that he passed away as he wanted to. Never wanting to be a burden to anyone, always trying to help people. That was just Lee's nature. In the more than 25 years that I've known him, that's always how he had been. So, with that, I'm gonna pass it on to Boone. WA4EVK in the group, K4GDN.
K4GDN in the group, WA4EVK. George, my antenna's wrong to do the right job up at that distance, so I didn't copy anything but the carrier, but due to my antenna mostly. My name is Boone. I'm in Pickens, South Carolina. I'm running the AF68 into a Swan Mark I, about 300 watts out to a 80 meter in-fed loop, in-fed half wave, up about 40 feet. I was traveling. I was up in Kentucky for the last few days and was really shocked this morning when I started my email. I'm going to let it go at that. I think Lee left a big hole. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Charlie. W4MEC to take it. W4EVK.
All right, WA4EVK in the group, W4MEC. Good morning, fellas. Was about 29 degrees here, and kind of overcast, kind of foggy, I guess. I don't know. I think maybe it'd burn off. I don't know. We're expecting snow and then rain tomorrow morning. Right at school, going to school time, 7 to 9, so maybe they'll, number one, be wrong, or if they're right, delay school for 2 hours. Let's see. And, oh yeah, the ID, see, my name is Charlie, and the rig is a Heathkit Apache TX-1 found in a drainage ditch in Greer, South Carolina, and my receiver is an HR-10, or correction, I'm looking at my HR-10 over here. Receiver is a Heathkit Mohawk RX-1 that was rescued on its way to the garbage dump. It was intercepted before it was thrown away. So back on the air again, 65 years since they were created. Let's see. Yes, don't forget the lunch coming up here Thursday. I'll send out another email there with an announcement. And yeah, and it's sad, you know, we're with the family going to keep it family only, which of course is their prerogative, and a graveside service that none of us would be able to attend. So I guess they wouldn't run you out if you showed up in Walterboro. She hadn't sent me any information yet for me to pass on, so I'll let you know. You know, that's the way it is on that. So we all know them, and we're all going to miss them. Let's see, anything else here I've got on this round? Not really, so let me send it back. Since I'm going to fit a real tail end, Charlie, I'm going back to N4LQ, W4MEC.
Yeah, really. Okay, Charlie, N4LQ. Anybody else want to check in? Call now.
K4JAL.
K4 James A. Lewis. Good morning. How are you today? Go ahead and make a transmission and turn it back to me.
Okay, Steve. K4JAL, Jim up here in Burnsville, Dave's neighbor. I'm running the rice boxes today because I didn't get over to the main shack. Got a 7610 into a RM Italy 303 or 304, whatever it is, into an ID-fed antenna that's about 35 feet in the air. Sometimes I get out and sometimes I don't. It's a tragedy about Lee, but it's the way life is, and he had a wonderful life. I know that by being his friend on the radio. Back over to you, Steve. N4LQ, K4JAL.
Okay. Oh, your signal's strong enough I can see it on my 7610, which has no antenna connected to it. I can see a little blip there on 3715. So you're doing pretty good. K4JAL, welcome to the net on a rice box, N4LQ. And I'll try one more time, see if there's any further check-ins. All right, well, real good, and I'm sure Lee appreciates all the reports to him, and I'm sure he's probably listening now. I tell you what, he's where he wanted to be, and I'm sure he's very happy, and I'm looking forward to seeing him again someday. So all the boat anchors sound good this morning. Let's see, I didn't have anything outstanding. I think, John, that T150 sounds excellent, and I don't know how you could improve on that. I'm really surprised how good those things sound, and I'd still like to find one if I could and fix it up and use it. So let's see, I didn't see anything else outstanding. Like I said, I'm running the DX-60. I just got this urge to get it out, so I got it off the shelf, and I've got a pretty easy system of changing rigs. I just unplug the antenna from the LMAC, plug it into the back of the DX-60, plug in the mic, plug in the power cord, and I'm ready to go. The switching is all done by the RF sensing antenna switch. I don't have to worry about interfacing with the amplifier or anything like that. my experiments with the D104 mobile hand mic are over, and I will say my evaluation is that it's a good mic. It sounds good. However, the button is way too stiff and hard to keep in, and I don't. Of course, I'm not the strongest person in the world, but I can squeeze a mic button. That thing is sharp. It's a real small button. It's not a lever like most mics have. So anyway, I'm sending it back. It came from Amazon, and you've got till like the end of February to send it back. What a deal. That's a lot easier than taking it back to anywhere else. Let's see. Weather is, they're predicting a little bit of rain tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to amount to much at all. And Boone, good to hear you on this morning, and I'm wondering what's going on in Kentucky, my old stomping ground up there. So Dave, let's go another round. WA4LLR, N4LQ.
N4LQ. And the old friends, WA4LLR. Real good. Good copy on everybody. All the boat anchors sound great. John, I didn't know a night kit could sound as good as that T150 does, but it sounds top shelf. And of course the two current radios, the Apache Labs and the 7610 sound okay too. Let's see, what else is going on? As far as space weather goes, they're predicting another possibility of a glancing CME tomorrow. That's another wait and see. Up until that, we've got a sunspot count of 48, solar flux index of 140, and a K of 1.67. Few items from this day in history. On this day in 1948, Gandhi was assassinated. On this day in 1882, FDR was born. On this day in 1945, the worst maritime disaster in history occurred when the German ocean liner Wilhelm Gustloff was sunk by a Soviet submarine, resulting in the deaths of 9,000 people. On this day in 1933, President Paul von Hindenburg named Adolf Hitler as the Chancellor of Germany. On a lighter note, on this day in 1933, the Lone Ranger was introduced on radio. Oh my goodness. I remember not that day, but I sure remember the Lone Ranger. And on this day in 1847, the city previously known as Yerba Buena, which meant good herb, was changed to San Francisco. And as far as Lee goes, Lee was the personification of the type of ham that I remember hearing when I first built that shortwave receiver when I was 12. He was a true gentleman, an inspiration, and he was what, at that time, most of all ham radio was about and what it sounded like. And Lee's one of those people that makes an indelible impression on you. They'll never be forgotten. And he was very special. So it was a privilege to have known him. On down to you, Mr. John, with a wonderful night kit. KZ4B, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR and the group KZ4B. Fine business, Dave. Great signal. You and Steve are really booming in here. A lot of QS Baker, but you go from fantastic to way down to great. And I forgot to mention my condolences to Al on the passing of his wife. That's a shame. And shifting gears, Steve, DX-60 sounds great, very inspirational. I bought an unbuilt kit from Nick England of Chapel Hill fame that I had the chassis powder coated since they are galvanized chassis, and it had a little rust on it, and so I had it sandblasted and powder coated, and looking forward to putting that together, but I'm debating whether to put it together stock, box stock, or modified according to like WA1HLR's recommendations. But that's to be decided at a later date. Shifting gears again, as everybody has heard numerous times, my next door neighbor's solar system is tearing my receiver up. And I had heard a rumor that the FCC had exempted solar systems from, I assumed, any kind of noise, FCC Part 15 noise or emissions mitigation. But I downloaded a 5-page document issued by the FCC on April of 2022, so it's pretty fresh. 2020. And I can send it to anybody who wants a copy of it. But anyway, I had misinterpreted mitigation or exemption, and I agree with this concept. FCC has exempted all sorts of consumer-related items, not from emissions, but they exempted it from having to be tested and certified prior to manufacture, which saves the consumer a huge amount of bureaucratic wasted money. But the FCC letter says clearly in plain English that that does not eliminate the responsibility to not interfere with communications. And as I read it, there's also a paragraph in there that says that any digital device, such as a switching power supply, etc., that is connected to the power line, the power grid, via a power line, is not exempt. It has to be pre-certified before manufacture. And I doubt serious either my next door neighbor's equipment, and it says that anything capable of emitting above 1.7 megahertz, in other words, just below the 160 meter band, is not exempt, and it has to be pre-certified. So either they didn't get it pre-certified, or they certified a design and they didn't follow it. So in other words, the FCC says that you cannot interfere with communications, but for the small stuff, they're not wasting the consumer's money by pre-testing it. But it says clearly that they have to cease manufacturing it if the FCC determines after the fact that it's interfering with communications. So, interesting document. Like I say, it's 5 pages long, and it's actually written in fairly plain English, which surprised me. because that's my most difficult foreign language. On that note, I will pass it on over to Mir. WF2U in the group, KZ4B, over.
Roger, KZ4B. And the net, this is WF2U. Yeah, great signals all around. And, except, let's see. Let's see who's here. Brian, for some reason you have a pretty deep QSB on you, and it takes you between S5 and S9. George, 100% copy you between S6 and 7. And let's see, Jimmy, also between S6 and 7. The rest, let's see, that I didn't give reports yet. Buddy, you are 10 over 9. Cliff about 15 over 9. Stefan was S9. Boone was 10 over 9. So that's the situation here, and good conditions this morning. We started the day at 6 o'clock when I got up. It was 27 degrees, and right now it's 41. So it's not bad. It's nice and sunny. It's totally blue sky. It's going to be a nice day, not going to be too warm. And so that's basically what I have to say now. Let me see. Yeah, my DX-100B had problems last time I used it. It's transmitting and everything, but for some reason, any microphone that I'm using, the audio sounds very distorted. So I have to get down into that section and put a scope on the various audio stages, see what's going on. Could be also that one of the tubes in there is acting up for some reason. And audio in everybody's transmission sounds good. So, okay, so without any further ado, goes to Buddy, WB4ARK. This is WF2U.
WF2U, WB4ARK. Okay, Mir. Still got a fairly good signal into Lake Wylie today. Slight amount of QSB at times. Everybody else's signal is fairly strong. And Boone, as far as your signal is concerned, you have an excellent carrier and audio into this area. You're running 60 dB on the R390A, and that's not a shabby signal. So I wonder what might be going on with your reception. It seems that from what some others have said, you have a good signal into their area also. I think your signal into Mir's area is as strong as mine is, which I wonder about that. So I wonder if possibly there could be an issue with the receiver in some respects. Anyhow, so just an idea. And John, I wonder if your so-called radio interference from your neighbor is possibly coming from the circuit that is responsible for the battery charging or battery voltage going back to the power line. But it would be certainly worth trying to figure out exactly what portion of the device is causing the problem. I don't know how well you are inclined to communicate with your neighbor regarding the issue. If you've got a bad press with your neighbor regarding this issue, it might be a problem. But if you have some sort of rapport with your neighbor, possibly he would be inclined to let you make a slight modification, and that would be install a toroid or several toroids on the line that feeds back to the power line, or possibly some other device, not knowing exactly what's causing the issue at this point. I would want to try to locate that, and so that you would be on the same page. At that point, I would certainly look into some toroids that would be of the right value, the right mix, and see if he, of course, get his approval first, and then maybe get to a point where you could install one or two toroids and see if this helps the issue. Well, so with that said, over to WB4 NKL. This is WB4 ARK.
WB4 ARK, it's WB4 NKL. Yeah, good luck with that situation, John. That's aggravating to have that kind of interference, and keep us informed of your progress, because it's always a fight. Everything that you that they make now, it's got some kind of a processor, or they all generate some kind of a noise, so it's a constant battle to keep the interference down. I've got something that's probably here local. I hadn't tried to chase it down, but it's a little bit of noise on this frequency, but it's not up on 3885. Just that much change in frequency, it's gone. So it's like a sort of a popping type noise here, but it's not enough to interfere with signals. So I hadn't really got involved in chasing it down, but it's pretty frequency sensitive. Like I say, it's gone by the time you get to 3885. And John, the T150 sounds great. You might, I guess you've mentioned it, but you might pass along what microphone you're running on it. I've got one over here that I need to get online sometime, and sounds like you got it fired up with the right mic, so it'll be interesting to see what that is. Getting ready to go to Orlando. We're going down a week from today and spend some time with my sister, and be there for the Ham Fest. Make a week long out of it, week vacation. So starting to get ready for that trip. I'll send it on around. Let's see, I believe I believe maybe Stefan said it was he was getting out, and I'm not sure who he was passing it to. So whoever's next, go ahead. It's WB4 NKL.
That'd be Brian.
Okay, sorry. Let's see. WB4NKL in the group, KN4R. Sorry, I was on the internet reading an article there, but very good on all. Let's see. I'm also very sorry about Al's wife there, and I need to send him a nice note here in a second. Dave, very good on the comments about Lee. He was certainly a great role model, and okay on the funeral being family only. Let's see, going down the list here. I am taking notes. My head's elsewhere at the moment. So I guess all I can say is looking forward to Thursday. It turns out I'm also going down to Orlando, so hope to see some of you down there. I'll try to take a lot of pictures, and if anybody's looking for anything in particular, let me know, and I'll keep my eye out. So anyway, George, over to you. K4GDN and the group, KN4R.
KN4R in the group, K4GDN. And also I wish to send my condolences to Al on the loss of his wife. I'm sure that the last few years have been quite stressful for him. And also the loss of a wife is really a big deal. I'm going to say 73 on this end, on this round. Again, I echo everybody's comments about Lee. I knew him for about a little over 25 years, and he was always the clinician gentleman, I would say. So with that, we'll pass it on to Bruce. WA4EVK in the group, K4GDN, 73 guys.
Okay, Boone, go ahead.
All right. K4GDN in the group, WA4EVK. To answer Buddy's question, Buddy, I think it's surely a function of the distance I'm from George, and I'm in the antenna. I've tried a couple of different rigs and 2 different end feds, but the end feds, one's a 160, one's a 80, they're parallel to one another. So I'm in the process of putting one up at right angles, and I'm hoping that will cure the problem. And Steve, my nephew and his wife teach at the university. One of them teaches at the University of Kentucky, and one's in the admissions office. Went up to visit him, and our sister-in-law lives there also. For 3 or 4 days, I think we were there 4 days, there near Lexington. Beautiful country. I'm sure much more so when it's in the summer and less rainy, and I picked the wrong time to go up that area because we went through snow a good bit coming back, but no real big problems. And with that, I'm going to send it on up to Charlie, W4 MEC to take it, WA4EVK.
Okay, Boone, WA4EVK in the group, W4MEC. Well, the sun's burning a hole today through the overcast and the fog, I guess. I actually see shadows. I'll pay attention to the microphone here. It's kind of wobbly. I looked down at it. It was facing out the window. All right. Real good signals that time. George was stronger on the first go, the sign-in and the first go-around, and a little bit weaker on this one. And I remember years ago about what Buddy mentioned about offering to help see if if in this John situation, to put something in to see if it'll fix the problem, and that leaves the helper liable to any kind of complaint if something goes wrong, even if it has absolutely nothing to do with whatever you did to it, like something like simply as putting in a tool. That gives them an avenue to say you screwed something up. So I would do things personally. I would with a situation like that, and I don't know how neighborly they are to you, but I'd talk to them, of course, and tell them what the problem is, or maybe even show it to them. And if they say tough, and then write them a letter and say you're going to have to go to the FCC for this, and you're writing to the FCC and make a formal complaint. So. And he'll probably say tough that too, but at some point, it might take a couple of years, but I have heard where the FCC finally does show up and does find the person causing the interference to have to correct it or turn it off or whatever is causing the problem. So the wheels of justice turn slowly most of the time, but it's kind of like... now, if that solar system was next to a police station or a firehouse and it was causing problems with their radio equipment, the FCC would be down there in a heartbeat, or causing problems to the FAA communications equipment. They'll send an army of people down with cars with antennas on it, and they'll be driving all over the place. And they'll tell you that they tell them to turn off right now, but that's not the situation with us lowly hams who, when you think about it, at 700,000 licenses, and all of the radio and television stations combined in the U.S. only numbers about 17,000, ham radio is their number one user perhaps, and we basically do everything for them by ourselves with the licensing and the testing and everything now. So, but as basically their number one customer, we get the short end of the stick when it comes to things like interference. So, and we even have our own hit squad. I guess that's still active. Remember that starting up a few years ago, the ARRL and the fellows that were supposed to single out intentional QRM people and go after them. Haven't heard a thing about that lately. But I don't get QST anymore because they don't print the magazines. So I wouldn't know. Down to Jimmy, K4JAL in the group, W4MEC.
W4MEC, K4JAL, well, it's just sad all over. When bureaucracy gets to be the biggest factor in any society, it starts breaking down. I don't know why. I'm not a philosopher, and I'm certainly not a political scientist, but it seems like everything I do is interfered with by some bureaucratic entity. If I thought about it much, I get depressed, so I'm not going to think about it anymore. We've got a new lady coming to clean the house, and I got to meet her because my wife is working. I got to show her where I hid the cleaning material. So I'll say 7-3, guys, and maybe Thursday if somebody lines up to do the moderation. Hope they do. K4JAL over to N4LQ 7-3, guys.
Okay, it's N4LQ. Do we have any late check-ins? All right, nothing heard. We got Thursday covered. So as far as we know, we're just going to keep on going and rotate things around between the three of us, me, Dave, and Charlie, and keep her going there and see how it goes. What we may be doing is just taking a day, and like I would do Sundays, and Charlie can do Tuesdays, and Dave can do Thursdays, or something on that order. Just kind of make things a little easier since there are 3 days and 3 people, it makes it a little easier to keep track of. Got a suggestion, John, KZ4B. Take care of those solar collectors. What you can do is put you in a good wood burn or a coal burning furnace that puts out a lot of black smoke and darkens the sun, and that should put that thing out of business. If that doesn't work, the ARRL has the Royal Order of the Wolfhong, and you could contact the head of that agency, and they can bring out the Wolfhong and make fast work out of that problem in the dead of night, maybe. Let's see, I got one little strange technical thing to bring up real quick, and it just came across. I was listening into a conversation last night on 75 meters, and it was brought up that the similarity between a super heterodyne receiver and an AM transmitter, in so much that the transmission from an AM transmitter is actually the same process used in the front end of a super heterodyne receiver, and that would be a mixer. So it's kind of neat to think about. The audio is combined with the RF, or mixed with the RF, and it produces sidebands, and those are the sum and the difference between the two frequencies. And a super heterodyne receiver works that way too. As you know, the oscillator is mixed with the signal coming in and produces the intermediate frequency, or the IF, and the same way happens with an AM transmitter, where we can take an example of like this frequency at 3715. We could whistle into the mic at 1,000 cycles, and the mixing process would produce one product up at 3716 and another one down at 3714. And so again, the same heterodyne or superhet is produced in the same manner. Just something to think about, some more useless information. And yes, the luncheon Thursday is at 11:30. There's no official time, but I've gotten there at 11 o'clock. There's people already there eating. I don't know. People come in early, but you can come in anytime. We usually end up getting there around 11:15 or 11:20. Spartanburg, Golden Corral, and looking forward to some more chicken liver. My favorite now is the broccoli cheese soup. I tell you what, I just love their broccoli cheese soup, and it just feels so good going down. And Boone, thanks for the update on your nephew up there in, I guess, Lexington area. Okay, let's make a quick 73 round. Let's see, Stefan is gone, and George is gone, and not sure who else, but anyway, we'll just go ahead and say our 73s. Pass it to Dave, WA4LLR, N4LQ.
Okay, Steve, fine business. Yeah, Jimmy checked out too. N4LQ, WA4LLR, real good. Hope to make the luncheon on Thursday. I'm going to have to shift a few things, but sure would like to be there for that one. Enjoyed it this morning. Good signals from about everybody, and I hope everybody has a great day. So 7-3, God bless. Thanks for calling the net, Steve, and Lord willing, we will see you somewhere in the next few days. KZ4B, WA4LLR.
Okay, WA4LLR in the group, KZ4 Bravo. Fine business, Dave. Appreciate all the compliments on the T150. It came hard, but it's arrived, I guess. Cliff, the microphone here is an unamplified D104. This thing has plenty of audio gain, so it's even with the unamplified D104 or JT30, it's set at 50% of the full rotation of the audio gain knob, and so it's totally unnecessary to be amplified. Buddy, thank you for the suggestions. What I plan on doing, my first order of business was to ascertain if I had a legal leg to stand on. You know, I didn't want to rock the boat if the solar systems were totally exempt, but like I say, that was a misinterpretation. They were only exempt from being where the FCC, if they are, anything that is exempt from not from making interference, but from being pre-certified as not making interference. And on that basis, I have not said anything to my next door neighbor, who with whom I think I have a very good rapport. The guy is technically astute. He's a particle physicist, and hopefully we can work things out. I plan on ordering a bunch of clamp-on ferrites, and I have absolutely ascertained his gears causing the equipment, because I've got the MFJ Yagi antenna slash AM aircraft band receiver setup that says that his lithium-ion battery charger is the major culprit. It's just tearing me up. And of course, it's not a problem if the battery doesn't need charging. But the solar cell charge controllers, I think, are also causing trouble, but they pale in comparison to the lithium-ion battery chargers. So I'm going to start there with these clamp-on ferrites, and if that doesn't do it, then it's not my neighbor's fault. You know, he bought a system from a company that was supposed to have done all the right things. So I'm going to go to the company and say, look, if I'm not going to say anything if you'll fix it, but if you don't fix it, I'm going to go to the FCC, and they're going to impact everything that you have supplied so far and everything that you're going to supply in the future. And of course, that's predicated on the company still being alive. Here in Mooresville, we had a huge solar cell installation company that went bankrupt, and I'm sure that's going to be the way it's going to go with a lot of these companies, because, you know, the green energy thing is justifiably going off a cliff. And if we can get beyond the politics, scientific fact and technology will render this stuff obsolete. So 73's thanks for calling the net, Steve. You always do a great job. Everybody have a great week. So Mir, if you're still there, take it away. WF2U in the group, KZ4B, over.
Roger, I'm still here. KZ4B and the net, this is WF2U. Yeah, okay. Nice net. Everybody sounded pretty good, even those who were weak. But conditions that we have to put up with sometimes. And it's interesting that sometimes the same stations that we, with the same equipment, are moved some days, but another day. Yeah, that's the way it is. And but at least everything goes up nice. And thank you for running the net. And on Thursday, I said I'm going to cancel my Thursday morning training, and so take care, everybody, and I'll be here probably, well, if I'm home on Thursday, I'll be here. So, here, let's see. Scotty, your turn if you're still here. WB4ARK and the net. This is WF2U 73.
WF2U, WB4ARK. Okay, Mir. Well, I don't think I would wait around, John, until the energy companies, the green energy companies, turn in their last paycheck. It might be a long time coming. So, thanks for doing the net, Steve. And we'll see everybody on Thursday, possibly. I'm not on the road. Say 73 and over to WB4NKL. This is WB4ARK. Take it away, Cliff.
Okay, buddy. It's WB4NKL. And thanks, John, for the information on the T150 mic. I've got one of those. I've also got a T60, which was my novice transmitter. I'm going to try it on AM sometime also. So try to get some of these night kits over there. 73s, and thanks for calling it, Steve. And I'll probably be around here Thursday for the net. So catch everybody then. Go ahead, Brian, KN4R, it's WB4NKL. Looking forward to Orlando.
Roger, Roger. WB4NKL in the group, KN4R. Okay, very good. Cliff, look forward to seeing you down there. I'm going to go ahead and say 73s and hope to see a lot of you down there at the Golden Corral on Thursday. So 73s to all, and enjoyed the net today. Take it away, Boone. WA4EBK in the group, KN4R, 73s.
KN4R in the group, WA4EBK. Well, I'd say 73s to everybody. Unless something happens, I will be in Spartanburg on Thursday. And Charlie, I'm going to I should be here again if nothing goes on for the 6-meter net tonight. I'm going to try out this AF68 on 6 meters. I've got it set up. And John, if you get a shot at looking at that system, I've got one suggestion. You used to put this up on small variable speed motor drives. We'll check the ground points. Used to be our worst problem, particularly if they're tied together or not. If the solar system's grounded in a different or to a different ground, or maybe not grounded at all. In some of the fly-by-night solar outfits I've seen, you might take a look at. Just a suggestion. And with that, I'm going to hand it up to Charlie. W4MEC, WA4EVK.
WA4EVK in the group W4MEC. Yeah, I hope to be there on 6 meters tonight. 8 o'clock, and let's see. John, I would not hesitate to contact the FCC. As a matter of fact, number one, 100% sure it is his equipment. That's number one. But if you're 100% sure, don't hesitate to call the FCC. Call them or write them, or call them first and then write them, and then pursue the other avenues, because it's going to take them quite a while to react and they might contact you for more information and on and on. And several years ago, QST had an article on the various solar chargers, solar charge regulators, and they listed the good ones and the bad ones. And you can find out whether they happen to have some of the ones that were on the bad list, and most of those are all made in China because they're inexpensive compared to the good ones that aren't. So 73R, we'll see you on Thursday. Talk to you on Thursday morning. See you Thursday at lunch. Thanks for running the net today, Steve. And I think Jimmy took off, so N4LQ 73R W4MEC.
All right, been a good net. Thanks everybody for checking in. See you again Thursday morning at 9 a.m. here on 3715, the Old Friends Net. N4LQ closing the net.